capstone speaker for this year's summit. So Tammy Whitworth was born and raised in Wilkes County, North Carolina, and her mission is to honor her roots. Her mission to honor her roots guides her as much as her vision for the future. Serving the community that she and her family have called home for generations is part of what keeps Tammy driven to shepherd Window World, America's largest exterior remodeler, successfully into its third decade and beyond. After attending Meredith College just down the road and earning a Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Administration and Political Science, Tammy began her career in the renovation and remodeling industry, initially working at a wholesale window company and managing the measure and install program. Tammy quickly learned the ins and outs of replacement windows. She and her husband, Todd, purchased their first Window World store in Wilmington and quickly opened their second store. In 2007, she and Todd purchased Window World Inc., the now franchisor of Window World. Overcoming personal tragedy, Tammy became the CEO of Window World after the passing of her husband in 2010. Her vision for Window World remains to position store owners for the best possible tools, position them with the best possible tools to be successful, providing opportunities for hardworking families across the nation. Tammy and Todd started Window World Cares, the charitable arm of Window World. In 2008, Window World Cares was named St. Jude's Children's Hospital's new corporate partner of the year, and Tammy's passion for the hospital has led to over $13 million having been raised for St. Jude's Hospital. Still proud to call North Wilkesboro home, Tammy serves on the foundation board of the Wilkes Community College and supports local initiatives there year-round. She is the proud mother of 3 children and an avid horse enthusiast. So please join me in welcoming Tammy Whitworth.
Good afternoon. I'm so very honored to be here with you all. Today I'd like to tell you about Window World and our mission of improving homes, changing lives, and offer a bit of reflective insight into the reason we became and remain America's largest exterior remodeling company. While our, what some would call meteoric rise and continued success are based on good old-fashioned hard work, there is also, albeit both very intelligent and strategic, a strong element of being at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. Excuse me. To begin, let me tell you a little bit about the marketplace environment that Window World was born into. With your permission, I'd like to tell this in storybook fashion. Our story begins in 1995. Back then, the home improvement industry was somewhat of a dark and dangerous place. A place filled with deception, false information, low quality, and some very, very unscrupulous players. The biggest player by far was a company named Amry, and they sold windows under a national famous retail brand whose name I'm deliberately not mentioning. Amry made big profits by taking advantage of people every chance they could, and they showed absolutely no remorse in doing so. Back in the day, one of our corporate team members attended an Amry sales meeting, and what they witnessed haunts them to this day. One by one, the Amry sales team shared their week's sales horror stories to the cheers and applause of the group. The biggest praise went to a young sales rep who had just scammed an elderly widow out of $50,000 the night before. The project was 4 double hung windows. That $50,000, by the way, would be over $100,000 in today's dollars. It was in this environment that Window World developed the underpinnings of a profitable business model that would allow us to deliver that exact same 4 installed replacement window project to a homeowner for a little over $1,000. We knew our business model was sustainable for all shareholders. Our manufacturing partners could maintain their margins. Our homeowner customers could value purchase beautiful window products that were covered by industry-leading warranties. And our franchisees, who were on the ground floor of creating a volume-based remodeling company, could make an honest profit and maintain a very comfortable lifestyle. There was another dynamic beyond our sound business model that gave us some early momentum, and that was our values. First, in the early days, Window World owners were a pretty tight-knit group of family, friends, and neighbors. But more importantly, our locations were in relatively small markets. We knew that every time we went to the grocery store or the Friday night football game, we would come face to face with the very homeowner customers with whom we'd done business. We wanted to be able to look them in the eyes and shake their hands. Taken together, those factors led to vision and mission statement that felt more like a moral compass than operating principles. Words such as trustworthiness, leadership, professionalism, value, and family leapt from the page. And it was with these arrows in our quiver that Window World hit the ground running. As our story goes, in came Window World, and in less than a year, out went Amory. What we learned early on is that a mission of providing value and creating a better everyday life for people gave us an ability to be David in a David and Goliath scenario. In fact, at that point, our business plan could have been expressed in 6 words: crush the Amorys of the world. We also realized we held the keys to success, and we had embarked on a journey that was both important as well as rewarding. We were changing everything, one homeowner at a time. And like Henry Ford and the automobile, Milton Hershey and chocolate, Henry Hoover and the vacuum, our founder was poised to democratize the replacement window marketplace. Of course, in the beginning, Amory was the biggest and the most visible, but we quickly learned that in every city, big or small, there existed home improvement companies, big and small, that were willing to gouge homeowners and gouge our industry's reputation. And those companies were filled with unscrupulous minions, sales reps who were willing to take advantage of homeowners. We gave those sales reps a name too, Jerry. Here's what our fictitious Jerry looked like in the early days of Window World.
Good day. I'm Jerry from Dewey, Cheatham and Howe Window Company, the area's most respected and largest home improvement company. And because you're my only customer of the day, I'm going to treat you and the missus so fair and square that you won't have anything bad to say about it. I'll bet you a sawbuck that you're going to look past the walls we put it in. A window that NASA is considering using in the next International Space Station. A window that movie stars.
And with the Jerrys of the world in our sights, Window World started shaking things up, taking big bites out of the competition's volume. It made a lot of companies panic. In fact, overnight, company after company began trying to mimic what Window World had brought to the table. For the first time, we saw words like fair and honest and guaranteed low price show up in our competitors' advertisements. They did anything in their power to learn everything they could about the Window World way and just how we ran our businesses. But those competitors quickly learned that just saying you're honest, or saying that your sales tactics are low pressure, or revamping marketing, or advertising the lowest price didn't ensure their success. That's because, and I realize this is cliche, but that's because the secret to our success was having great people and an operating model that people loved. First, it was loved by our franchisees, who were bringing value and trust to a tarnished industry. Next, it was loved by homeowners, who quickly learned of a new remodeling company that actually had a value system. And the audience that surprised us most, vendor partners and suppliers, many of whom saw Window World as a gateway to redemption. Our company has changed since it opened its doors some 27 years ago. We've grown from an initial handful of stores to over 220. We have a bigger corporate staff, broader training and support, keener marketing, and increased sophistication in our operations and systems. But at the end of the day, our company believes that in some very small way, we really do make the world a little bit better place. We always have, and my goal is that we always will. So I began by saying that being at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, was the catalyst that allowed us to, if you will, take the market by storm. But what explains our current growth and success? You see, I'd like to tell you that the remodeling marketplace, in its very own enlightened self-interest, has changed and that homeowners lived happily ever after. But I can't. As I'm sure you know, there are still many home improvement companies out there that are willing to overcharge homeowners and deliver pathetically low products and installation. In short, the Amrys of the world and the Jerrys of the world are alive and well. That's why the message of this 2022 television commercial created by the Moran family of Window World of Akron is absolutely current. Take a look at a modern day version of Jerry.
Good news! I just got off the phone with my boss, and if you sign up right now, I can give you our super special discount. That's the buy one, get one. That's the first time buyer offer. I'll even throw in a nice guy discount for you. But you gotta do it right this instant, because a once in a lifetime deal like this will be poof, gone forever.
It doesn't have to be this way. We won't waste your time with gimmicks or sales pressure, just straightforward pricing.
Not only do we stand behind our windows,
We stand on them.
This very successful TV commercial's latter-day relevance demonstrates that Window World's foundational mission continues to resonate with homeowners. If you want a little proof, let me share 3 stories that highlight the duplicity that still remain in our industry. The first is a recent story from Martin and Debbie Bomba of Window World of San Antonio about a homeowner suffering with low-quality products, low-quality installation, and no quality customer service. Again, I'm not sharing company names, but I will tell you that many are big and national.
So there was a customer who called our office one day, and it was put through to me because it was a unique situation. The customer had another company put in windows for her about a year and a half, 2 years earlier. And she was experiencing a window that wouldn't lock and a window that was leaking badly in her dining room area. And I went out, met with the lady personally, talked to her. I said, "Ma'am, why did you call us? Why didn't you have come back out here and fix these issues?" She said, "Because they wouldn't." She said that they have a 1-year warranty on their labor, and it's been 2 years, and maybe you should call Window World. They'll come out and take a look at it. So I said, well, here's what we're going to do. There's no fixing these. They're terrible. First of all, they were poor quality windows. Second of all, it was one of the worst installations I've ever seen. It was embarrassing. So I took the measurements, sat down with the customer, and I said, ma'am, here's what we're going to do. We're going to replace all these windows for you with new Window World windows. And she said, well, how much is that going to be? And I said, it's not going to be anything. I said, we're going to take care of this. She couldn't believe it. She was in tears. We installed the windows. A year later, she calls us back and says, Martin, I love my windows. I want to do the rest of the house. I'm going to pay for these. And we went out and put the rest of the windows in a sliding patio door in her home. All because we did the right thing. Now, if she had never called us back, it would have been just fine, because we still did the right thing. And we took care of a customer who really needed it. And we were happy to do it.
Now let's listen to Dale and Sol Dunn of Window World of Texarkana, who gave me a recent story about shady sales tactics and the discomfort and certainty it gave the homeowner.
We had a lady call our office, and then one of our competitors wanted to sell her a house full of windows at $26,000. Then they were willing, while they were there, and just that day they had a special rate, they'd come down to 20. Well, she got really nervous about it, decided not to sign the contract. She called us and said, hey, I only called this one company. A friend of mine used them, but we'd like for y'all to come out and give a quote. Our established price for the customer was $8,800. We are going to make a profit at that. We're going to be able to take care of the customer, and we're going to offer a lifetime warranty at a price that we didn't mark it up to mark it down at the time of the sale. They knew it only cost $8,000 to do the job, but they were willing to do this to somebody. We're not ever the lowest price, but we're always the fair price. And so for us, that customer has gleaned about everything. She's called us and thanked us, almost emotional, saying, I would have been taken for another $10,000 or $15,000. But thank y'all for Window World for being so honest and sending out good salesmen and providing a product for me that I feel safe about it, and I know the price was fair.
And our last current day example comes to us from Shannon Church of Window World of the Blue Ridge, North Carolina. It's a jaw-dropping illustration of a homeowner who would have simply walked away from improving her home if it weren't for a follow-up call from Window World.
We recently had a customer that had a quote by, and they priced her 62 windows for $294,000. And they kept pressuring her into making the sale and committing to the price. And they finally took off $40,000 and was at $254,000. And she politely asked them to leave. And another example of us coming behind our competitors was I had a job here in my territory, priced 8 windows for $42,000. We priced 12 windows for $17,000 and sold the job. We believe in fair pricing here, and that's what our company's founded on.
These are just 3 current day examples. Many, many of our stores have these stories to tell. And these stories matter because they remind all of the Window World family, not only of who we are, but that even though we've come a long way, the underpinnings of our core values keep them relevant and vital even today. We remain the company that makes our customers feel comfortable during the sales and installation process. The company that provides high quality products. The company that delivers high value and great service. The company that cares. The company with a heart. To stay current at Window World, we focus on the difference between what must never change versus what should be open for change. And so as our reputation continues to grow, we're open to new products and new product categories, new family members and new store locations, new programs and services that we offer and use. These are, of course, are the ever-consistent evolvers, the 3 big chess pieces of people, products, and processes that are always levers we pull to keep our businesses on the leading edge. I, of course, need not tell anyone that between the horrors of COVID, the crippling standstills of supply chain breakdowns, and the hyperinflation that remains today, working harder and smarter has been our mantra for these people, products, and processes. And while these changing products, new family members at the franchise and corporate levels, and new processes all help us maintain our market leadership position, we've also learned that in addition to being America's #1 exterior remodeler and taking fantastic care of our homeowner customers, being invested in taking care of our communities and giving back to those in need are also vital pieces to our success. And so our insistence on those things must never change, and has allowed us to create partnerships with organizations such as St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, the Veterans Airlift Command, American Humane, and many others. They keep our family focused and compelled. They also help ensure that the heart and humanity behind our brand remains strong and consumer-facing. Taken together, running our businesses with these two concurrent paths allows us to add value to the lives of people and continue honest relationships enterprise-wide, reinvest in our company, and remain the market leader. Oh, and I forgot to mention to enjoy our business and have a little fun too. As evidence of the power of forward momentum, I'd like to share a few highlights from 2022. And if it sounds like I'm bragging, I am a little. In August, we held our first post-COVID national conference in Phoenix. It was a world-class event with over 1,400 attendees. Both the JW Marriott Resort and our international staging company said it was among the best written and most spectacularly produced events they'd ever seen. In 2022, we serviced our 3.5 millionth homeowner customer and surpassed the 22 million mark for windows sold and installed since our founding. We enjoyed our 14th year of the Good Housekeeping seal on our entire line of windows, siding, and doors. In their September issue, the Good Housekeeping Institute announced that Window World was awarded Best Replacement Window in their 2022 National Home Renovation Awards. We launched a nationwide SiriusXM media campaign that is successfully exposing our brand to new and important homeowner audiences. We were recognized as the nation's largest remodeler by both Qualified Remodeler and Zonda. We were named a top franchise by both Franchise Times and Entrepreneur Magazine. We were added to the Entrepreneur Magazine Top Franchise for Veterans list. And for the third year, we, along with less than 350 other companies, were designated a military-friendly employer. In 2022 thus far, we have added 9 new locations: Atlantic City, New Jersey, Elizabethtown, Kentucky, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, North Jersey, Kalamazoo, Michigan, Mid-Michigan, Southern Maryland, Monroe, Louisiana, and Grand Junction, Colorado. Our internal Window World 360 CRM software team has successfully onboarded stores and added additional user-friendly modules that enhance customer follow-up, communications, and satisfaction. We've brought on additional new vendors and products, including new high-end windows and window options, added new coastal and hurricane protection, opened new product categories for roofing and gutter protection, and to counter supply chain difficulties, introduced elegant new entry door lines. This summer, we had the honor of flying our 120th Veterans Airlift Command mission, transporting Herschel Woodrow Woody Williams, the last living Medal of Honor recipient from World War II, to an engagement that will, through the scientific miracle of calligraphy and animatronics, allow future generations of visitors to the National World War II Museum to hear a firsthand account of the day the American flag was raised on Iwo Jima. Our fundraising arm, Window World Cares, surpassed the $14 million mark for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And Window World Cares Cafe will be the name given to the dining hall in their new amazing residence building set to break ground early next year. And speaking of naming, our local college, Wilkes Community College, dedicated Window World Hall as the name of its modern alumni center. Lastly, for the 6th time, Window World ranked #1 in customer satisfaction, winning the J.D. Power 2022 U.S. Windows and Patio Door Satisfaction Study. And it's only November 16th. I'd like to close today with a brief quote from Henry David Thoreau that I believe summarizes what those of us at Window World strongly believe. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving them. Thank you again for allowing me to speak with you today. I hope that each of you have had a wonderful summit, and I wish you all much success. Thank you.